to the channel, guys.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Walker Farm Fam. Thanks for stopping by. We started off, Ransom, with a little bit of video down by the creek. It was very, very beautiful. And you guys might have saw, if you watched it real close, a little surprise that we're going to show you later in the video. But right now, we're in the kitchen because it's cold outside and it's time for some soup. And you know what type of soup we're going to make today? Ransom will tell you.
Oxtail.
Oxtail. So this is beef oxtail. So doing a little bit of research, oxtail is like the traditional name, Ransom, because it was from an ox. But right now, it's really just cowtail or from a beef. So as you guys know, we recently took our steers to freezer camp and they found their way back to the house. And this is the tail from one of our steers, Ransom. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a novelty dish anymore. It's not real common for people around here, at least. But when Cassie and I went on a cruise, oxtail was on the menu. I believe we tried it then. And then there are different cultures that make this kind of like as a delicacy. So this is really expensive meat at the right place, the right culture. They make different things with it, stews and different things. So what we're gonna do is make it kind of like beef stew. Have the tail out, give you guys kind of a close up here. It's the oxtail, just like any cut of meat. It came packaged, ready to cook, and it's a little bit hot, so we're gonna make sure Ransom stays back far enough. But we'll get all of this in the frying pan. We're just wanting to brown it before we put it in for soup. What do you think so far?
Good.
You think it smells good? Ranger said it smells good. I think he's probably smelling the bacon grease mainly.
Yeah.
So we're just wanting to get this brown on each side. And once we get this done, we're mainly going to cook it kind of like a beef stew. So we've got some broth, some onion, some carrots, and some honey gold bite-sized potatoes. So all this will go in the crock pot, and it's going to be a long cook, about 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours on the oxtail. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, it's getting kind of brown, Cassie. Are you excited about this?
I don't know what to think.
Well, you can't knock it until you've tried it.
I mean, I'll eat anything once. This doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of meat there.
Look at all that meat surrounding that oxtail.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a little bit of meat. I mean, we're gonna see one way or the other. All right, so Cassie's got a little addition we're gonna do here. So instead of just putting all the vegetables straight in the pot, we're gonna take the meat out, put it in the crock pot, which is pretty easy because this meat is like big old chunks. And then Cassie already cut up some yummy onions right here. We're gonna saute the onions and she said the potatoes, right?
So, a friend of mine that cooks way more than I do, the other day on her Instagram story said when making stew and things, you should brown the meat and then put all your veggies in here and saute them and brown and like get them tender and in the grease that you just cooked all the meat in, and it adds a lot of flavor.
Grease that was already in the pan, but that turned out pretty good. Look, it's got a nice little glaze on it. Should give it a little extra flavor. We'll do it and then put it all together in just a minute.
Can't believe you don't make your own beef broth.
This is Cassie's cooking corner. She's gonna make her own beef broth next time. We'll keep all the bones.
It's right here in this jug.
Well, maybe someday we'll get to that level. We're at a level 2 and we need to be at a 10, Cassie.
I like my level.
Well, they smell amazing. So Cassie's gonna go ahead and add them to the pot. And there's nothing like coming home from church knowing that you have a meal prepared and ready. One of my favorite things. So we're gonna add that. I'm gonna add some broth. Make sure we have enough liquid in here. And then we're also going to add our seasonings, which is gonna be pepper, some Redmond sea salt, and then pretty much just whatever else we want out of the pantry.
This Redmond salt.
Yeah, Redmond salt. And it's going to be on a long cook, so we'll go ahead and add some more water a little bit to get it up a little bit higher. But some of that beef is going to be making some extra moisture as well, probably, once it kind of renders out. So I'm excited. So let us know if you guys have tried oxtail soup, and we will catch up with you guys in the morning or after church probably and let you know how it is.
I'm excited.
Are you really?
I mean, kind of. I like to see what it tastes like. I've had beef tongue. Gary says we had oxtail on the cruise. I don't remember, but I will try just about anything. So.
I think it was our honeymoon, which would have been like 16 years ago.
Probably why I don't remember.
We'll
you only live once.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be bad. Let's find out.
No doubt or what?
All right, Cassie, what do you think?
Do you take the bones out or leave them?
I think now that it's fully cooked, I think we take the bones out. Looks good. It's supposed to be kind of a thick soup. Well, we made it home from church. Cassie, you ready for this?
I took all the bones out just a second ago so that we wouldn't have bones when we go to eat it, but that's very interesting. And then some of them were just little round bones.
That's what the inside of a tail looks like. Kind of has some little pieces coming off.
Moment of truth.
All right, you first or me?
Same time.
Ready? Get a little bit of meat. I'm just going to do the meat first.
This tastes like beef.
It's good. Yep, tastes really good. We have potatoes and carrots cooked with it.
Found another bone.
Just like a super tender beef. Try.
It's so hot. I can't really enjoy it.
Tastes good to me. All right, so if you guys have not tried oxtail soup, I think you saw everything we put in it, so we don't really need to leave a recipe, but we cooked it about 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours on low and slow, and it made it super tender and super good on a cold day.
Yeah, it's good.
So everything outside is melting, and if you didn't see it, and the video started, the little white surprise we had, little white calf, or we're gonna get a little better look at it here today. It looked really white yesterday with the snow, probably out of a Charolais bull, but we'll show you finding it yesterday whenever we walked up on it, and then we're gonna go out and do the chores, bring you along, and catch up with it and see how it's doing today. Cell barn cattle, look what we got. Surprise, surprise. You know, when you go to the sale barn, you really don't know what to expect when you have a new calf. Well, guess what? Timing isn't always what you expect either. Look at that. Brand new baby calf born right here in the hay pile on a snowy day. Awesome. But you guys know we got to call it Snowflake, I think. First thing that came to mind. Mama's not worried about it. And it's pooping. So I'll come back and check on it later, but it's dry and it's in the hay, so there's really nothing else to do for it at this point. Looks like it'll be just fine. So Ransom went with his papa, and I'm gonna mic up Cassie. So we're gonna try these mics again today. What do you think, right here?
Sure.
All right. And we'll see how this goes. So we always want to try to make the best quality videos for you guys, but technology doesn't always pan out. And like with the snowstorm and stuff, I hadn't been wearing a mic because if you drop one out there, you're never gonna find it. Like in the middle of a snowstorm.
Yep. And Ransom took a camera with him, so maybe when he gets back, we might have some footage of him and Papa's adventure.
Yes, this should be interesting. So Ransom and his papa are running rabbits today. So Beagles made bread for running rabbits is what they're using. So what we're going to do is Cassie's going to load up in the side-by-side. I'm going to get on the tractor, grab a bale of hay, and we're going to go out and do a quick update on the calf and see how it's doing.
I almost feel like I need sunglasses.
Do you think
I'm gonna grab my sunglasses.
All right, Cassie's getting her sunglasses. I'm going to get the tractor started.
All right, so I got my shades. That sun is bright. I'm not trying to look cool doing farm chores. I'm trying to not squint things. So I got to meet Gary around over at the feed. So let's go.
All right. Ready to get you some feed?
Where are we going?
You just need to back up and get feed right now.
Back up to it?
If you can.
Can't carry it? Thought he had those farm muscles.
Just act like you go to that gate and come back.
I thought I was recording this whole time. Jeez Louise. But I was saying, sometimes I wish this side-by-side had side mirrors. I use the rearview mirror a bunch when we were, when I was pulling the kids so I could see them, but I wish it had side mirrors sometimes so I could see how close I am to stuff without having to.
All right, load it up with feed.
I talked to them for a long time and wasn't actually recording.
Oh, that's happened sometimes too. Problems.
Now where are we going?
We got feed loaded up, so we're gonna. If you want to get my gate, I'll pull through with the tractor.
Here?
We're going to the cows.
Okay.
Out the front.
Did you ever tell people what happened to your chin? He didn't hear me, but y'all did. I'll make sure he tells you in a little bit. Everything's melting. Oh, about lost y'all. Good thing I caught you. Everything's starting to melt, which is good, but now it's going to be a nasty mess, but it's also going to put precipitation into our soil, so that's good as well. Jake, how you doing, bub? You doing all right? Huh? All right, girls, watch out. Not real sure where we're going, so I'm just going to get over here out of the way. What is he doing? There's whacking gay over there. I guess I didn't know what he was doing.
Woo! Come on! Come on, baby!
Come on. Everybody's going out the gate because everybody's coming with us. They want to eat. Why'd you whack the gate?
Because you opened it and drove through the mud hole right in the center, and I opened it and drove through the right side, so there's not creating more ruts.
Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
Yes, why? I told you why.
I'll get out of the way.
You're right. There's good ground right here.
Swing back around here. You guys can watch the. Oh, let's go look at this baby. Oh, hi, baby. He's peeing.
I need my other bucket of feed.
Oh, my bad. I was looking at the baby going to the bathroom. Sorry.
That's all right. It snows a lot less now. Come here, mamas.
Looks like he's putting that out in the tire tracks. So some people say, how dare you feed those cows on the ground? Well, they're called range cubes because you feed them on the range, on the ground, you know, open range.
It's doing good.
Yep. So they're really big. You feed them in a line like that and they'll eat them. And y'all do know they eat grass, right? Straight off the ground. They eat hay. Nobody puts their grass or their hay in a feed pan. So
For all this clothes.
I got more clothes on than you do. I like to be warm.
I just got on this one jacket, but kind of hot in my hood.
Must have been facing the wrong direction to roll out, so you really hit the wheel. There it goes. And roll it all the way down, and they can all stand up and eat. Have plenty of room. Won't cause a big muddy circle in one spot. So right here, he rolled some out, and you can see clumps every now and then, and some of it's under the snow, but for the most part, they ate it. They ate most of it, didn't waste it. What's left will go back into the soil. Now Gary's out rolling it. But we can go down and look where he put them out for the cold. He didn't roll them.
Woo!
And I bet you there's a ton of waste in a big circle, and they all had to stand around, take their turns to eat. So everybody does it their own way. This is how we like doing it, and it works for us. And Gary's sweating. Catch back up with Gary. I was looking at the baby calf. Catch back up with him putting a little bit of that roll that was left, giving it to the sheep. So they have a big old bale of hay, but they'll enjoy that as well. Oh, Rowdy already got on top of it. Oh, Rowdy, the one and only goat. Sheep are coming out saying, what's going on? What just happened? Hey, sheepy sheep. Hi, girls. Hi, sheepy sheep. Girls and Benjamin.
So one of the best things at this point is I don't think we have to worry about the water anymore freezing, maybe for the next day or two at least. I think the lows are going to stay around freezing, so it won't be terrible. But Cassie, what do you think about that white calf?
It is cute.
You want a whole bunch of Charolais now?
I mean, it'd be all right.
Nah, I'm good. But I was just happy the calf was alive because it was born, I would say, somewhere in the middle of that snowstorm.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly the day or time, but it was alive and it's well and doing
Some
good.
of this out.
Yeah. Hey, Rowdy. Rowdy.
Half a can or what?
Yeah, it's fine. Just whatever you got there.
He wants to be a sheep today. Oh, here he comes. Get out of my food, people.
And you guys will see, we moved the alpacas. They are all in this little pen now. So this is now the alpaca pen. They have a bale of hay. And then over there, Cassie's little donkey Benny has the rest of that pasture.
Paddock.
Pasture, paddock, something. All right.
You can go give them alpacas a couple full cups.
All in this barrel?
Yeah, just spread it out as good as you can. So we went ahead and put the alpacas up. They were doing good out there, but we thought make sure they have plenty of feed up here. They don't have to worry about the cows bothering them or anything like that.
Oh, sorry.
So Cassie's petting on her baby dolls.
Ow, that was my toe. They can't even feel it. Their wool's so thick.
No, they have probably zero issues staying warm in this weather, I would think.
Yep.
And you guys saw me drop the bale hay over. I did that because with all the snow on the ground, there's not a real good place for them to lay down and bed down. But that gives them an extra chance to eat and gives them an extra spot to lay. Xena really likes laying in their hay.
If you come over here, you get pets.
Benjamin doesn't mind.
Annie, you get pets.
He'll take all the pets you can give him.
Beanie Boo. Xena's like, what about me? Xena, you're just a big old fat dog. You're just a big old fat, ooh, you got a big old slobber all across your face. Gross. Fuck. Slobbers on me.
All right, so I think now's a good time to check in with Ransom and see if he actually videoed any of the rabbit stuff going on or not. And maybe he didn't lose the GoPro, but he loves to video for you guys. So let's see what he's got for you.
So I'm out here with my papa rabbit hunting, and I'm going to show you some clips of me and my papa rabbit hunting.
So Ransom got back from hunting, and he said it was the what hunt ever? Lamest hunt ever. Did you get any video for them?
Yeah.
All right, well, hopefully you guys once. So Ransom went on a hunt a few days ago that was a really good hunt with lots of action, and the dogs got to run a whole lot. So that's just hunting, though. Sometimes you see a bunch, and sometimes not so much, huh, Ransom?
Probably didn't like the snow, did they?
Squeak doesn't know how to run in the snow.
Oh.
So.
It's all right. Better luck next time.
How's that snow, Ransom? Is it slick? Well, since Ransom's hunting trip got cut short today, dogs wasn't running good, or new dog didn't know what it was doing, I don't know. But his last trip, they had an exciting time, and he said he wanted to video it next time. But since he's back home, we got all the chores done. Instead, we're gonna go for a run. I'm gonna run, and Ransom's gonna ride his bike. So, you ready for this?
Yep.
It's about 45 degrees today. It's like a sauna out here. It's so hot. Get ready. Hold up. Not yet. On your mark. Oh.
Ready?
On your mark. Get set. Get ready. Go. Here we go. All right, we're 2 miles in. Ransom, you having fun? You like it? There's not very many days that you can run in shorts with snow on the ground, but today's one of those days. It's actually pretty nice, isn't it, Ransom? Yeah. All right, well, that's my break. My break's over. Let's get back to running. Mr. Jingles. He'll come if you just pour it up there. There's no telling about him. We really built this hay barn for him, didn't we, Cassie?
Yep. We love cats so much.
So it's not really a problem. So whenever things aren't a problem, you don't really talk about it a whole lot. But you know what I was doing a couple years ago at this point? Cutting strings off of hay bales that were frozen solid, and they were super hard to get off. And then the bottom of the bale was rotten for about 6 or 8 inches. The top of the bale wasn't very desirable, but guess what? Our hay barn is awesome.
Did you know those were there?
Yeah, I use them to cut strings on.
Because you were looking, there's Jingles.
On straw bales. I was looking for them the other day, but I did put them there to cut strings on
So
straw bales.
you knew they were there, but you've been looking for them.
Well, I was looking for them at a certain time, but I knew that I put them there.
Jingle bells.
But I don't know if I necessarily remember where they were at the other day when I was thinking about, man, I wish I had those cutting pliers.
So not a lot of people have hay barns around here, but Gary, my family never had a hay barn growing up. Still don't have a hay barn. Gary's grandpa had a hay barn, and so Gary always was spoiled
And my dad.
and knew the benefits to that. So whenever we were able to, he made a hay barn. But it's kind of a rarity. You're kind of spoiled.
I am, but I'm enjoying it very, very much. But it's also great for other things like shooting targets whenever it's empty. You can get back in here and you can shoot your bow and arrow, or park equipment under it, whatever you got going. We could have a barn party.
We could. You gotta get all this hay out of here.
Well, right now the donkeys want fed, so I'll let the donkey owner take over at this point and go feed her babies.
Hi, girls. Quit being so dramatic. Act like you haven't eaten in 7 years. It's only been less than 24 hours, plus you got hay.
They start pinning those ears back, you better watch out. All right, we're going to stop and feed the chickens. I already watered them this morning because the water was frozen, and I got 1 egg this morning, so there's 1 more egg.
You know what?
What?
I'll get out to talk about this.
Uh-oh, Cassie's got to get out of the side-by-side. Must be something important.
Well, I was just going to say, a lot of people put heat lamps in for their chickens or heaters or whatever and really winterize their coops. But just want to point out, yes, it had this to keep the snow from just going all the way in. This caught a lot. But we did not do anything too special. They came in here and they got warm at night. They can get in there out of the elements, but open air, no heater, no extra anything, because they acclimate and they survive. Because you know why?
Why?
God made them that way.
Very true. And I think the most important thing, though, is the north is that way. So that the north wind, when it blows, hits a solid sheet of wood. And so they're out of the north wind. That's the thing that gets...
Oh, look at all those feathers, though.
Almost any animal, though. The north wind is hard, but if you can get them out of the north wind, they're good.
All those feathers, keep them warm. And they slowly acclimated to that. They weren't spoiled one day and not the next. They just live along with nature's weather.
So it looks like we had a rock concert out here or something and had 1,000 people pulling through our pasture, parking, and like a regular Walker Woodstock.
Put a lot of miles on this side-by-side the last couple of days, going circles upon circles upon circles.
I noticed that. I filled it up before the storm, and now it's almost on half a tank. Somebody just really likes driving out in the middle of the pasture.
It was a lot of fun.
And if you're wondering where Ranger's at, he's actually on a hike with Derek over at Stoke Living.
Yeah, who goes on a hike in the melting snow?
Hey, I had to take my hat off. It was so warm. So I think it's actually a pretty nice temperature today, about 40. What does your watch say? You don't have it on, do you? Huh?
No.
40, I think 42 degrees, so pretty nice weather. So you guys already saw it over on catching up with the walkers, but there's still all the feathers over here from where the predator took one of our chickens. It was one of our black chickens, unfortunately, but that's the way it goes. I bet you that black chicken was really easy to see in all this snow. You think?
True.
It's just the opposite normally. Like, you normally don't want white chickens, but in the snow like this, the black chickens would be the easiest to see. You can see them over there.
Fairly certain it was an owl.
Yeah, it had to have been. If you didn't see the video over there, I walked all the way around the outside whenever I found the remnants of the chicken, and nothing had walked in or out of here. There were no footprints, and you could...
It's a good thing about the snow, we were able to see that.
Yeah, you could really see Shelby's footprint. So if a coyote or something would have got in, we would have been able to see it. But that's farm life, people. Predators get hungry just like anybody else. Whenever it gets cold, they really get hungry.
And my friend Lori over at LG Homestead pointed out when the kids were sledding, he found that feather that does not look like a chicken feather. I Googled, kind of looks like an owl feather. So that was really strange. You found that, and then that night that happened.
Yeah.
That chicken just sneaked.
So Cassie, you gonna make oxtail soup again?
If the occasion arises,
If the oxtail's there.
yeah, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it's just something that most people
Wasn't like it was extraneous to prepare. Wasn't like there was a lot to it, and then it tasted good. So, I mean, there's no extra cost, so why not? I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Just something we never thought about doing.
No, but it was good. So I encourage you guys to try it. If you have one of your own beefs processed, they'll ask you if you want to keep those 4 things: liver, tongue, oxtail, and was there something else?
I don't know.
Seems like there's one more thing. Anyway,
Am I still taller than you when we sit side
keep
by
it
side?
and try it. Well, there's a center hump here.
Oh.
Do you think you're taller than me?
I used to be taller than you when we would sit down.
So Cassie's back's longer, but my legs are longer. That's why I'm taller than her. I've got short legs.
I got little legs.
All right, well, we're going to get off of here, but we want to thank you guys so much for taking some time out here today to catch up with the brand new baby calf on the farm.
Yep.
And all the going-ons with Ransom and the oxtail. So we hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.
We love you guys.